Hey y'all, welcome to my channel, Mama Fox Studios. This is Missy and we are still continuing our build of our Oriental Charm. So on our last build, we got all of our pieces backed in the, you can't see it because it's clear, but the transparent paper or transparent plastic, whatever. And then we got these inserted. So let's just jump in, right? We're just going to keep it moving, but I do need to move these first so that I don't break nothing. We're going to get these doors inserted. Yes. So, okay. So we're going to put the wallpaper on both sides of this. So we need that wallpaper, and that is E8-6 and E8-11. Our last two big ones, big ones. There's 6, and there's 11. All right, let's just trim these down real quick. So I'm going to do it like I did the last one. I'm going to go ahead and scissor cut around the outside, and then I'll use my X-Acto blade in the inside. Which is a whole lot for you not to see anything. Sorry. I am gonna have to trim this up. I am not on that line. Dang. So I had YouTube on last night. Just, I don't know what it was on. Some random thing. I don't remember what I was watching. And I have it on autoplay, right? So, but it wasn't on like a channel or anything. So it just switches and it goes to, usually different things that I've watched in the past. It goes to similar videos. And when I woke up about, I don't know, 2:45, 3 o'clock, something like that, it was a lady watching, I think they were mostly TikTok compilations. I'm not sure. I don't do TikTok. Maybe some Instagram. I don't do Instagram either. But it was people. So she was reacting. And she was reacting to people talking about like really bad, crappy, horrible dates, right? I laughed my ass off. I was like, oh, that's exactly why I don't date, right? It's scary out there in the world. Some of them were funny as, oh my gosh, so hilarious. But some of them were, a couple of them were scary. Like people getting things put in their drinks by, the date when they went to the bathroom. Or, oh, it was scary. And some of them were just kind of piss you off. Like, how can somebody be such a jerk, So yeah, I walked away from that like 2.5 hour rabbit hole of going, yeah, no, I'm good. Lost one somewhere along the way. And then of course it jumps to I can't remember the name of the channel. Is it like Mr. Reddit or something like that? Where it's like a cartoon character and then a cartoon Karen, and they read Reddit posts. And a lot of it's the A word on Reddit, but in the YouTube channel they say, am I the jerk? And some of them were about cheating. I was like, yeah, that's, again, reason for me not to be in a relationship. I don't have to worry about any of that crap. So that's the real reason I live with my parents, because I was afraid I was going to become that old crazy cat lady. Well, my dad won't let me have cats, so to tears that. Just joking. It was a joke, but yeah, I can't count on the line today for nothing. I mean, I'm consistently right on the outside of the line. I guess that's better than consistently on the inside of the line, huh? Okay, scissors down. It's early, I need coffee. I got some new creamer. It's the Delight brand, because it was cheap. It was on cheaper than Coffee Mate this time. And it's Cinnabon. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's not the first time I've had it, but I haven't had it in a while. Oh, I forgot how good it is. Literally tastes just like a cinnamon bun from Cinnabon. It's so good. I'm taking like a bit more time on these ones. I don't want to be consistently off the line. Whoop. So a while back, I can't remember, honestly can't remember how long ago. I don't know if it was during my last build or the one before, but I talked about these movies I had watched. How I just kind of found it. And then I found a second movie, and then I was very disturbed. Didn't finish the story, and then I found out that it was based on a trilogy of books. And I'm trying, for the life of me, just trying to remember, because the books and the movies have different names. Now, I know the second movie was called Another Girl. I do remember that. I was trying to remember the name of the first movie. Was it Lost Girl, or I cannot remember. And I know that in the book, the first one is Girl, and then I can't remember the second word, but it's G-Y-R-L, spelled G-Y-R-L. So yeah, it's a girl, Katie Campenfeld. Okay, spoiler alerts. I'm just going to tell you about the movies because I've seen the first two. But she finishes high school, takes a year off deferment before going to college, lives with her mom and soon-to-be new stepdad, visits her dad, who's a dying drunk, has an abusive boyfriend who she does end up breaking up with, but she's also cheating on him with an older guy down the street. He ends up moving, he's engaged, yada yada. It's just, and so, but the premise is she's blogging. Her like high school counselor or something told her she needed to do something in that year of deferment to keep her, you know, her verbal skills and writing skills kind of intact and not get lazy, and also give her a sense of accomplishment and a timeline, you know. So she starts blogging, and it's great because in the book it's actually just like you're reading the blog. Literally, you're reading her blog. It's all one big chapter. Is it Girl Interrupted? Maybe? It's all kind of just one big chapter, and it's only differentiated by the dates and times on the blog post. I'm about 65% through the book, and I love it when books and movies, actually when the movie plays so close to the book, especially when it's a good book, which is very well written. It's about a teenage girl, but it's written by a guy. Very well written though, and I mean it is spot on for the book. Like, full conversations are exactly the same. Obviously for the movie there's some extended kind of, you know, scenes, because you gotta make a movie, but it is so close. Or something that she'll say, like in the book, she'll, you know, type out like, oh, me and Dan finished watching the movie. So that's a sentence. But in the movie they would, you know, drag it out, showing them laying on the couch, cuddling, watching the movie, maybe kissing for a minute, and then watching the movie. So they, you know, they take these one or two sentences and they have to make a scene out of it. So, but it's really good. Now here's the spoiler alert. At the end of it, and I know this because I've watched the movie, and so and so far they're so on point with the book. I'm sure it's going to be the same. At the end of it, we get a new voice. In the movie, we got a new voice, and it said it was Katie's mom. Now we know Katie's not her real name. She says many times how she has changed so much information so that nobody could ever figure out who she really is. in real life, you know. Oh yeah, she finds out she's pregnant. She's not sure if it's the ex-boyfriend, the ex-fling, the new boss. She becomes a nanny and supposedly has a thing with the dad. So we get this new voice in the movie, so I'm assuming we're gonna have like a new writer in the book. And it says it's Katie, which is, what was her real name Anna or something like that? Her mom. And that after, I just gave myself goosebumps thinking about this. Ugh. Even though I know it's not real. After the last blog post that she made, she went and got in the bath, and then she got a phone call, and they tell you the amount of, it was some very short, like a minute and 8 seconds or 38 seconds, very, very short phone call, 3 minutes, something like that. It was a very quick phone call. And then they said that she got out of the bath and got dressed, left the house, got in her car, drove off, and was never seen again. Now, when I was watching this movie, I was like, what the I was so confused. But this writer is genius. I mean, and then, so supposedly this is the mom. I know if you heard me talk about the original movies, I'm sorry, I'm gonna kind of on repeat here. Saying that they've talked to the police, they can't find the car. The police have talked to the people in her life, and then in the movie they're showing pictures of either the police or the parents and a private investigator talking to different actors, but like supposedly the real, now if you're not watching, if you're just listening, I'm air quoting real people, because supposedly what she wrote was, most people said, almost 100% the truth. The couple that she nannied for, that dude is saying like he never ever had anything with her. The old boss saying he did see her and they talked, and he did offer her a place to stay, but he never said he would raise her child. And so there was a few discrepancies, but overall, like, she wrote the truth, and now they're looking for her. And if you have any information, right here at the blog, right? Now I'm going off the movie at this point because I'm not finished. I've not got to this point in the book, but I can't just leave it, right? So that's the end of the first movie. I'm like, whew. At this point, this is how I found out there was a second movie, because it really felt like, so I watch a lot of true crime shows, I listen to a lot of podcasts, I listen to a lot of YouTube. People talk about true crime cases. I have been fascinated with true crime since I was a teenager. My high school thesis paper was on serial killers in the media, and how the media can influence the outcome of a trial. The trials of serial killers. It was very much based around the serial killer, so lots of knowledge about serial killers. But I've just been fascinated. For a long time, I wanted to be a criminal psychologist, like Silence of the Lambs. It is one of my favorite, tied for #1 place movie. Jodie Foster, that's what I wanted to do, just not be FBI. But life changes, I didn't get there. But yeah, I'm always fascinated. So the writer, back to the book, the writer wrote this I'm assuming wrote is, when I say wrote, I'm assuming that because the book, or the movie followed the book so closely so far, it's going to continue to follow. So I am a little bit assuming here when I say the book, but at least the movie, for 100% I know, made it feel like a true, you know, the movies that say they're based on real story, and then at the end of it, you see the actual people. Like in my example, the first time was like Erin Brockovich. So in Erin Brockovich, you see Julia Roberts play Erin the whole movie, right? And then at the end of the movie, you see the real, true life Erin Brockovich come on screen, and they show her and talk. I can't remember. It's been so long. I can't remember if she talks or if they just have some pictures of her and then some writing on the screen. I don't remember. But anyways, you know what I mean? So there's a character playing it through the movie, and then you see the real life person at the end of the movie. And so that's what this felt like, the way that it was filmed. So you've seen these characters be played by actors, and now you're seeing like pictures of supposedly the real people talking to police and talking to private investigators, right? It was written and it directed and made, and it felt so real. I had to Google it. I had to see if this was a real case. It's not a real case, you guys. I know. This is the reason I talked about it originally. I was like shell-shocked. I was like, oh my gosh, they got me. They got me. It's not real. But he wrote so well that in the second, now when I say, I'm going to say book, but I really mean movie, because I haven't read the book yet. I'm going to. He, even though I know it's not real, he writes so it almost confuses you. So supposedly people write to Katie on her blog, but they really show in the, I can't remember the name of the book, but the movie is called Another Girl. She found a email or something. It's been turned, her blog has been turned into a book by this time. In the book, her blog from the first book. It's a book inside of a book. It can kind of be a little confusing, but anyways, supposedly the real Katie has contacted this girl, said, yes, it's me. No, none of that actually happened. That was not my mom. That was me. I just wanted to end my blog, and I didn't know how to make people leave me alone. So, excuse me. So I made that up. I just made it seem like my mom was there and blah, 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 blah. I was just like, wow. So, very similar to the first movie. The second movie follows this girl, kind of late teens, having issues, you know, as we all most do in that, I won't say all, as most of us do in that age bracket. And so we follow her, but this whole time she's talking supposedly with this Katie person, and she's giving her advice on life and blah, 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 blah. And we, I've lost track of what I'm talking about. I'm just putting the glue on here to get these papers on. Oh, so anyways, I'm not going to go through, I won't go through the whole second movie like I did the first one. But needless to say, she has her issues, blah, 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 blah. Katie's supposedly helping her through the whole thing. And then she goes, she's going to meet with Katie. So she goes, she drives out to this kind of rundown. They said it was a bar, but it looked more like a cafe that sold alcohol. I don't know. Didn't make sense that it wasn't really a bar. It was like a diner, not even a cafe. It was like a roadside diner. And there was a hotel next door, and she realizes she drank too much. Katie never showed. She goes to the hotel. She's being safe. She's trying to do the best she can to be safe. You know, I thought. And she talks with the manager, and he says, yes, there's 2 rooms. No, she's not. The other girl's not in her room, but one is in your name. It's paid for. So she says she's just going to get a little bit of sleep just until she can sober up enough to drive home. She's going to drive home. So you show her in the hotel room, like watching a movie or whatever, and then she falls asleep, and then her phone goes off. But the whole time she's been trying to get a hold of Katie, and Katie's, there's no response. I mean, just nothing. She's ghosted, right? Finally, her phone goes off, and it's Katie saying, I'm here. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. You know, blah, 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 blah. And she looks out the window, and it's just headlights. She can't really see. And there's a knock on the door. And you're like, oh my gosh, are we going to see... My thought was, are we going to see the same actor from the first movie, right? We don't see any actor because as she goes to open the door gets booted in, and then it goes black screen, and it's the end of the movie. What? I was so... I was raging, guys. I was raging at the end of this movie. I was so pissed. So, I can only imagine how I'm going to be at the end of this book when I get there. Right? So then I was like, wait, there's not a third movie. But there is a third book. So, I wasn't sure how closely the book would follow the movie. So, of course, you know, I have to read the book. So I am, like I said, about 65 or 68% of the way through book 1. It is not on Kindle Unlimited. It is on Amazon. It was like $5 and something for the digital version. So I did buy it. But book 2 and book 3 are both on Kindle Unlimited. So I already have them downloaded and ready and waiting to go. They're waiting for me. Okay, just smoothing down this paper. Okay, so now flip it over. You see all these holes. So these down here in the bottom right corner when I flip it over, this is for the music box that I do not have. Not going to punch them out or anything. Those 4, I'm just going to leave them. But we do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I need to punch through these now, because if I put the other one on, then I won't necessarily know where to punch. So I'm just going to poke a little hole on the back side. Sometimes they have little circles, like they'll circle where it is. These do not. So if I turn it over, I don't quite know where it's at. So I'm just going to poke a little hole, flip it back, find the hole, and then I can just use my blade and the wood as my template. There's one. So yes, yesterday I did not binge watch my whole last season of Unreal, but I did read quite a bit. So but it is fairly early, still early morning. It's like 8:45 this morning. I can already hear my mom in the kitchen. We're gonna make Christmas, so we've got, what, a week and a half till Christmas? We got all this stuff we're gonna make. We're not doing as much candy this year. We're not doing, unfortunately, we're not doing no bake cookies this year, which I totally understand why. I cannot eat the rich foods anymore. And those are rich foods. Last year we had cookies for so long. Oh. So we decided not to do those this year. We are going to do the fantasy fudge that my granny used to make. And I've got a new recipe for like a peppermint nougat. You know those little candies in the clear wrapper that have like the Christmas tree in the center? They're pepperminty and they're just chewy. Yeah. I'm going to make a batch of those just without the little fancy tree printing in the middle. And probably just in little squares. But we're only going to do one batch of the nougat, the peppermint nougat, and the fudge. And then we're probably going to give the majority of it away to people, the neighbors and stuff. Okay, so we have all 5 of our holes cut out. So now we can flip it over, put our glue on, and put our second get our page on this side, the opposite side. Smooth it out a bit. do believe it's time for a new. I think I said this last time and then I didn't get a new stick. But yeah. Toss that. Oh, come on, work with me here. There we go. Oh, I forgot to trim up the bottom one. Oh, before I put this one on, dang it. I know I'm not cleaning off, making sure there's no glue, but I know I did not put enough glue on here for it to leak out. Okay, so real quick, let's, oh, this one's bigger, I gotta trim this up first. Whoop. Come off that corner bad. Yep, on that one it was mostly just the sides. So now let's trim up this one. Let go. Alright, now let's just poke that little hole through those little spot through those 5 holes. Remember when you're cutting like this, where you're sideways, your blade is sideways, don't just turn it. Go down as you turn it. So when I put it in, I'm pushing forward, but I'm also pushing down. That will make sure your blade stays smooth across the paper and not start bluntly pushing the paper. It will cut the paper, not push it. There's 3. And here is number 5. So these are going to be for our lights. All right. So now we need to put our 2 windows in. Oh, oops. Oh, man. Remember how this one was so wide on the 2 sides? I wasn't supposed to cut those off. Whoops. Was it supposed to just be hanging out there? Like, kind of just hanging out there. Wasn't supposed to wrap around or anything. It was just supposed to literally... Okay, well, that was my screw up. So these were supposed to literally just stay on that. Just stay there. Oh, well, my bad. So now, because if it was to fold over, I would have just pasted it there, but it's not. It's supposed to sit like this, and then when you put the other piece of wood here, it would have covered up that connection. But I'm not going to glue it back on here, so I'm okay with that. It's the outside walls. It's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. Yep. So now let's put. Need our makeshift door and our windows. Okay, wait. Yes, so if you have the side with the blue up, you want the colored paper on the back, so that when you flip it over, it's level with the yellow. Okay. Oh yeah, these are not going to need glue either, I can tell you that. Why? Well, these are not pieces I cut, okay? I did not cut the window, I did not cut this wood, yet it doesn't fit. Seriously? Okay, that one is a nice tight fit. This one is too tight. What? Oh, there we go. Okay, now we're going to have to glue these in. Yeah, I do. Let's dot all these side pieces of wood with glue. bits on the bottom. And then what wood is on top. Sorry. I know I did that wrong. Oh well. So now my mind's stuck. Do I want to finish Unreal or do I want to finish the book? Girl, I think it's Girl Interrupted or something. No, maybe that was a Winona Ryder movie. I don't remember. But I know it's Girl, G-Y-R-L something. Oh, no. Oh, I got them too short. They don't touch here. And it pops. Wants to pop out. I'm not happy about that door, you guys. But I don't know what else to do, honestly. So I think... should I color the wood? Now if I do this, I can't undo it, right? Yeah. I don't know if it's going to help anything, or if it's going to make it worse. I have no idea. But I don't think it could be any worse than it was. Let's see. I mean, it's better. I wish we had an outline all the way around, but there's just no way I can make that. But it is better than what it was. It's gonna look sucky on our backside. I don't know if I need to do this on the backside though. No, I don't think I do. No, if I need to do it, I'll do it later, but it's gonna be on the back outside wall. No one's gonna see it. It's gonna be up against my wall, you know, when it, so yeah. Like I said, I'm happier than I was before we colored it. I'm still not like totally happy that they messed up my door or that they forgot my door. Sorry. But on that note, we're almost at an hour, and that leaves us ready to make some curtains. So I think we're gonna call it here. Glop of glue off of me. And we got 1, 2. I'm gonna put curtains in a couple windows, and then we'll get some walls up, and then we'll start making little bitty things, right? So, all right. Yep. Good with that, good with that. I have such a disastrous mess. But I just keep adding to it. It's way too early in this build to have such a mess. I've barely done anything. But all right, so join me next time. Let's see how these curtains go. I'm not the best at curtains. I've only done them a couple of times. But I think, honestly, they make so much difference when you have, I mean, the sheer ones, yeah, but when you have even just colored off to the side curtains, they just make a window so much more. All right, so come join me next time, and let's get making those. All right, thanks, guys. Bye.